let me ask you something. What are you focused on most of the days? Yeah? And not what you say that you want and you desire. Yeah? Not on your vision board. Not on your goals. Yeah? What are you actually thinking about on the repeat in your mind? Because that is what's creating your identity. And most people believe that their identity is something fixed, yeah, something that they've carried from the past, yeah, but their childhood, their story, their trauma, but that's not actually what's running your life, yeah. What your identity is, it's being reinforced in real time by what you keep focusing on, and stems from childhood, yeah, but it's what you're doing right now. So if you're focusing daily, like your focus daily sounds like this isn't working, why is this so hard, I don't have enough, they're not showing up for me, yeah, it could be in love or anything like that, yeah, your nervous system starts organizing around that, yeah. So not as a thought, but as that's your truth, yeah, that's your life, so that's your truth, yeah, you plugged into that matrix, yeah, where people miss it, you know, and you are not observing your life, yeah, not reflecting on it. What are you doing is you're rehearsing your life, yeah, every single day. It's like Groundhog Day, you know, every day is the same, yeah, but you have to plug out of it, yeah, with absolutely strength. Let's go say a woman who has experienced things differently, yeah, but then you need to start changing your life, but you're trying to be positive, you're trying to manifest, you're trying to think differently, yeah, but underneath that is your focus hasn't actually changed and shifted. Your belief wasn't shifted, yeah? So then nothing changes. This is where, again, you'll ask me, and I'm doing affirmation, nothing is happening. And then comes the questions, what I hear all the time. Why does this keeps happening to me? I feel like I'm living on a roundabout. And here is the truth. It's not happening to you, yeah? It's happening through the identity you are reinforcing every single day, yeah. So because your brain has one job to prove you are right, yeah, and it's trying to protect you too. So whatever you focus on, it will scan your reality, filter through the experiences, what you experienced in your past, yeah. I'm showing this to the back in the past, and then it's going to get all the evidence. And then what it does is puts it through the computer in your brain and it goes, this is who I am. This is how life works for me. Yeah? So if your focus is on the lack, you will attract and see more lack. If your focus is on disconnection, you will see more disconnection. Yeah? So if your focus is on the things not working out, well, you'll find proof everywhere that something is not working out. Yeah, not because it's the only truth, and I want you to know this is not the only truth, but because it's the identity you are plugged to right now. Yeah, so the work is not just think positive. Yeah, I get goosebumps when I hear that, and not in a good way. I'm sarcastic right now, because the work is in precision, becoming aware. What am I focusing on right now? And more importantly, what identity does this focus belongs to? Because the woman who has what she wants, or the man, yeah, she is not focused on the same way as you are. Yeah, she doesn't wake up rehearsing what's missing. Yeah, she doesn't keep scanning for what's wrong. Yeah, she doesn't do that. She doesn't keep validating her past. She's anchored in a different focus. Yeah, and that focus is creating a different identity, different timeline, whatever words you want to use for yourself that it just vibes with you better, yeah? So, and it's not by forcing the new thoughts or pretending or go like trying to be delusional about it and go like, hey, just gonna switch on one day, yeah? Not at all. That's why you get agitated, because it's nothing changing for you, yeah? Because I want you to focus on and ask yourself this. If I keep focusing like the life is the way it is, how do I become different version of me, yeah? Because that alone breaks the pattern, yeah? And from there, you choose again yourself. You choose you, but not choosing yourself from fear or from the habit or from the past, but from identity you are becoming. Because the truth is this, you don't become her in one day. Yeah, there is no abracadabra. I can't. Me as an energy healer, I cannot do abracadabra and poof, you're changed. It's not going to happen. Let's go be realistic. Yeah? But every day you'll be working and becoming that version of you. So what are you desiring? What are you desiring in your life? And there is a few steps what you have to be working through to be able to be there. But you can't miss them. And people is like, just give me the formula, it's going to work. Well, there is no formula. The formula is working through every single identity. What was maybe once upon a time, put in your childhood, put through in your life, but there are not identities that you have to keep for the rest of your life. Absolutely not. I would not be here if I was still thinking of the past or the things what people told me that that's all what it's available for me. I basically said, F that, I get to create what it's going to be. And maybe like me, you didn't have a supportive people around you. Or maybe like me, you're by yourself and without no family. Maybe you have a supportive family, but you know, we all have got circumstances. What's the difference is the resilience. What's the difference is evolving. What is the difference? You're not focusing on anyone else except yourself. And growing and evolving you. So the journey of becoming her, or you can say becoming him if you're male and you're listening to this, it's a journey. But to switch one identity to the other, there is not just plug the switch. You need to become aware what identity is active right now in you. And it's probably lack or the scarcity or just like settling. This is the life and that's it, what I have got. But if your soul is deep inside of you saying like, but there is more, I am searching for it. First step is don't search for it outside, search for it within you. What thoughts come in for you when you say, let's go say your desire is, I want to be successful, I want to be turning over $1 million, but like, what is the thoughts that are coming? Oh, I can't, I don't have a uni degree. I cannot, blah, blah, blah. I can't. This is where you have a look and go like, okay, but what is that version of me who has $1 million business is going to say to that version of you? And this is what I want you to focus on for today.